All right, I'm going through it again because it's taking so long. I started out with lining up the panel lines, which is what I was going to go off of. Then, come to find out, panel lines are off. So here's where I'm at, and I'm fixing shit again. All right, so I'm on the other side of the crane, right? So I got to get all these lines drawn out, and they all got to kind of correlate with the things that I've put on here, which I know are on the full size. So I'm getting these drawn out, and then I get up here, and my panel line is just not lining up with the lines. So the pencil line is where the rivet line is supposed to go. Now you see it not line up here because it doesn't line up with these. Now I can't do anything about these because that's too much of a pain in the ass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to realign this panel that's right here, and you can kind of see the line there. There's the pencil line underneath it, and you see it kind of go kind of cockeyed. So the plan is I can fix this one a whole lot easier than I can fix these and have these line up all perfectly, because nobody else knows it's crooked except for Tyler and me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this panel line, I'm gonna sand this down, and then put another piece of tape down here and fill that back in with primer, because that's all this panel line is just thick primer. So there is my dilemma for Friday night and getting it all in here. So what I'm doing now is I'm sanding off this little panel, taking the screw out, and I got me my trusty dusty master mechanic freaking sander with some 220. Then I'm just gonna take that line right off, probably really quick. That's a fucking piece of vinyl. Damn it. Okay, on to plan B. I'm gonna have to redo, because that is, I can't believe I made that out of. So that's my thick vinyl that I use for like things over here. So I just need to redo the lines and see if I can't fill that back in and go from there. Who knows? Maybe I'll get this thing done. Probably not. All right. So now the new dilemma is, yeah, I can fix this over here, but me filling that will almost certainly erase this line right here and that line right there. So I'm going to try to hit it just over here, just to put paint, and this is thick ass filler paint, so I'm going to try to fill that. We're going to see if this is going to work or not. I'm going to let that dry for about half hour, and then we'll come back. We got the thing, and then I noticed that there is a panel line that's right here that I had on there, but when I sanded that off, it also sanded off this corner. So I'm having to fix the corner and try not to get it too thick along this edge so that that edge doesn't disappear. Yeah, we'll have to see how this turns out whenever I get 3 coats on here. All right, now we got it all kind of repaired, and you can kind of see there's the main edge, and you see my screwed up edge behind it, but I think it'll be okay. And then I had to redo this edge as well because it just got screwed up. So I'm going to hit it with a can of sealer, and we'll see what it looks like. See if I can do this with one hand. Yeah, primer sealer. It's really light, or at least it should be. So we'll let that dry, and then we'll see what it looks like. So I got that, and this is a different sealer than what I'm used to. I'm used to the Duplicolor sealer, which is really thin. This looks like it's going to be kind of a lot thicker than the Duplicolor, a lot thinner than the filler primer, but be interesting to see how it turns out. All right, so we got the sealer primer on here, and it looks halfway decent. But now my line that is running here lines up on the top edge, because I got to put 2 rows of rivets on this panel, and they line up with that. So that is the fix for lining up my rivets and all there. And you can kind of see there's a decent picture of the edge on all there. So yeah, that's nice and lifted, and we'll get down to putting some new lines on here, run the lines all the way through, and then we can work on more rivets. And continuing on the saga of what has Mike fucked up on the crane. So you see these little ridges, and they line up right with the rows of rivets that need to be on here. Now I know on my crane it's bigger through here. It's actually a lot bigger. It's way thicker. But here's my dilemma. So those line up, right? Yep. And I put that little circly thingy on there. You can see them right there, right? You can see them. But look where my lines line up. Again, I actually got that one right. That one's pretty close to where it needs to be. But my little swirly hooky-doo thingies right here, they're not even close. So I don't know what I was thinking back then, but now I've got to fix that because it's way off. As you can see, on the other side, it doesn't have the little swooshy things. So that must have been some sort of big repair or something on there, because you can see it on this one. You can see it there. Lines up with that first step. And on the other side, it lines up on the first step. It's just a big honking thing there, which I got these on there. I think the plan is I'm just going to take and I'm going to trim this off all the way across, because this is going to screw up the little whoop-de-doo right in the middle. So just for the sake of getting through shit without having to do too much, I'm just going to cut them off. I'm going to leave this one. All right, that was kind of easy because this is all vinyl, so now I just got to scuff that off. And there we got a little coat of primer on there, filled up a couple little holes that needed to be done. There, you know, just little teeny pinholes. But there is the primer on it, and you can still see the edge of the thing as it dries. And we'll let that dry, and then we draw our lines, because when you draw lines on half dry primer, it doesn't really show up that well. So there's the new line you can kind of see on there, but it does line up with the panel now. Yeah, there we go. Just a simple fix as to what you got to do to keep your OCD in check. All right. Yeah, let's get out there and we'll build something.